All right, good evening and welcome to Daf Yomi Megillah Daf Chaf number 20. We'll pick up right where we left off 10 seconds ago. Real Master Bakata. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, about 8-9 lines down, the two dots. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Kata and Hayisi, Vekarise Lamalam Rabbi Tarfon, is Cain and Balud. I was a Kata and I read the Megillah for Rabbi Tarfon and other elders in Lud, even though he was a katan, and here a masher b'katan. What you want to find out is Allah is kedar katan, a minor, someone who's under the age of 13, could he really be most of the other people the chiv Megillah? So he recounts that he did it once. Amrullah in Mevi and Raya min a katan. They told him, you can't bring a proof from a katan, from the memory of a katan. He doesn't have a good memory if he's below 13, so you can't bring a proof from a katan. Tanya, I'm a Rebbe Katan, you see, a similar price. A Rebbe says, I was a Katan, Karisa Malam Rabbi Yehuda, and I read for Rabbi Yehuda, and he allowed me to do it. I'm a low Ein Rivi and Rayman on Matir. They said you can't bring a proof because you're bringing proof. Who allowed you to do it? Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda is the one who's master of Katan. We don't hold. The Rabbanan argue that they say a Katan is not good, even with the Evid. Why, like we just said before, why didn't they say to him, you don't bring a proof from a Katan? You're a minor. When you happen, you don't remember things properly when you're a minor. So the word is Chada v'od kamrul. Really, they said two things to him. Chada, the katan ha'isa. One thing, for one, you're a minor when it happened. You don't remember properly. V'od, I feel a gadol ha'isa. Even if you were a gadol, ein b'vin raya min amatir. You're a gadol there, and you listen to someone read as a katan. We don't bring a raya from the person who allowed it. Yehuda was the rabbi of that shul. He allowed it. He's the matir. We argue on him. We hold the katan can't be motzi rabbi midei chavasan in Megillah. The Mishnah ain't Karnas Megillah v'lo malin v'lo tovlim v'lo mazin v'chein shemeres yom k'neged yom lo tidbo ad shnei zachama. Certain things you have to wait to do. L'chadchila, you have to start the Megillah of the day. You have to start reading after Neit Zachama. You don't do a bris milah until Neit Zachama. You don't go to the mikvah. Most tefillos are supposed to be during the day. You don't do it until Neit Zachama. V'lo mazin, you don't sprinkle waters on a tummy mace. We'll see. She's also chayav in tefillah. A woman who sees a zava, she sees one re'iyah, she has to go to the mikvah also. Lo tipal to nezachama. They shouldn't do a tefillah until nezachama. But b'di'eved, really day starts from Amud Shachar. Amud Shachar already you could do these things. If you want to harken back to one of the old shiurim, I don't think that really anyone watched. Maybe the two or three people watched it. I talked about in Maseches Yuma the difference between Alus HaShachar and Amud HaShachar. Amud HaShachar is a pillar of Shachar. Pillar of Shachar, meaning there's light and there's black on both sides. It's like here on Mizrach, where there's a good light in the sky. Alus HaShachar is the first ray of light. That's the earlier period. We said Amud HaShachar has to be that later period. That's when you can be Yotze. You can't be Yotze even the Di'evet. Before Amud HaShachar, Alus HaShachar, you wouldn't be Yotze even the Di'evet. Only by Kriya Shema we allow Alus HaShachar. Versus Minalan. Where do you know this? Amar Krav, Ayam Ma'ela, where do you know the Megillah is only read by Dev? Ayam Ma'ela is Kar Menasiv. It says these days are remembered and done. By Yomin, Balayla Lo. It says by Yomim during the day. Lema David Yuf to the Rabbi Shub and Levi. Say this Mishnah is disproof for Rabbi Shub and Levi. Amar Shub and Levi Chayavad Mikros Megillah Balayla Vishnos of Yom. You have to do the Megillah twice, once at night, once during the day. So here he says you can only do the Megillah at day. Where says the Kigasani Ad Yom? The Mishnah here is only talking about the day, the reading of the Megillah at day. If you want to read it twice at night, you wouldn't be able to once during the night, and the second one has to be during the day. V'lo malin. You don't do a bris milah only during the day. The siv by Yom Hashmini Yimal. Yom Hashmini. He says the word Yom, the 8th day, has to be during the day. Lo tov lo mazin. The chsiv hiza Torah tame by Yom Hashvi talks about sprinkling the mechatos on a tame person. It says by Yom Hashvi on the 7th day. V'eskish tvila la'azai. At the end of the pasuk is v'rachatz b'mayim. So tvila is hukush, is connected, is juxtaposed to Hazaya, to sprinkling in the water, the mechata, so therefore both of them have to be done during the day. So instead of pshita, we just said before, if you're chayv in tefillah, you have to do it during the day. It's chayv in tefillah. Where's the itzarech? There is a havamina that you would say not that way. That's why the Mishnah said it. Why? I might have thought Veria Rishon Shal Zav Iskish Labal Keri. Should be just like the first seeing of a Zav, a male who sees a seminal discharge. A Ziva is different than a Balkari. Balkari is a seminal discharge. Zav is he sees a different type of liquid comes out of the place where these things come out of. Those two Rios, the Zav and the Kalkari, are compared to each other. It's written together in the same pasuk. Ma Balkari Tovo Biyom, Hainami Litbo Biyome. Just like a Zav and a Balkari are told that day when they see it. You see a seminal discharge, you go right away in the mikvah, and you're told right away. You could even in Shumas and Maishos once you have a hair of Shemesh. Hainami, a woman who sees one Zava, she sees blood one time. Litbo Biyome. She should also be told during the day. Habi Mamalo Matzi Tavla. But she really can't. She's a little different. She can't be told during that day, like a Valkyrie or a Zav. Why not? It says the whole day. Kol Yemei Zova should be like a nida. She's treated like a nida that whole day. So that whole day she has nida. She can't be tova a hair of shemesh when the sun sets. Doesn't make her tor, even though she was tova. But you might think what? That she has to be shomeres yom. She has to count a little bit. So once night falls, she should count a little bit. But titball, she tova at night. And that would be the Shemeres Yom Kinei Yom. She's watching a day, and she'll be told right after she's told at night. Kamash Plan came in to buy a Sphira. Since one of the things by a Zava is that she needs to count, Sphira be a mama, Sphira has to be done, Chafam Beis, during the day. She has to wait till the next daybreak and then go to the mikvah. The evidence they do want a shachar, the kosher. Not immediately. Where do we know this? So Amarava, Damakra, Bayikra, Elokim, or Yom Lameir, Ubakar, Yom. Hashem called light day. So what is it called light day? The Meir Uba, the first ray of light, the first pillar of light, he called day. Elamata, if you'll say it's true, Lachosha Karalayla, Machshach Ba Karalayla, when you see the first set of darkness, when the sun begins to set, that's already considered night. It has to be fully night, that even 3 stars are seen in the darkness. Ela Amar Rabbi Zera, a different pasuk. We're doing malacha and we're holding our spears from Alos HaShachar, which is the beginning of the day. Ad Tzezek Chavim, until it's a Chavim. Omer Yalan on Laila Mishmar Vayom Lamalacha. Maiva Omer. Why does it have to add another positive? You'll tell me Amar Shachar is not considered to be day. And also when you have Herav Shemesh, when the sun begins to set, right? When the sun sets, Shkia Sachama is the night. Why did it say that they were doing malacha? They just did it earlier. They went pre-day and they went extra overtime after night. So that's why you need the pasuk to say the night was a watch, the day was malacha. What was the day? It was what the pasuk said before. Malos Shachar, it says Chavim. Shachar, like the Gemara says, really Amud Shachar. The Mishnah, Kol Yom Kosher L'Kriyas Megillah. Right, we said Megillah has to be done during the day. You can do it technically any part of the day, even towards the end of the day. You can read the Megillah, L'Kriyas Halal. You can say Halal the whole day. L'Tkiyah Shofar, you can blow the whole day until it's Lulav, taking a Lulav with Tfilas on Musafin and davening Musafin, Korban Musaf, Ulavidoy Haparim, talking about when Sanhedrin and the Kohen Gadol made a mistake and they bought a par. Baal called mitzvos, par Kohen Gadol, so they would mitzvah the whole day. Levidoy Meiser, also when you took all the Meiser, Biartik all the Meiser and Ambayas after the 3rd and 6th years. Levidoy Yom Kippurim, and when the Kohen Gadol brought his korban and the Sir Azazel, they did the vidoy on these korbanos. It could be done all day. L'smicha, so resting your hands on an animal for a korban that needs that. L'shchita, shechting, the tnufa, waving an animal. These are all part of korbanos. The agasha, to bringing a korban mincha, to bring it close to mizbeach. La kmitza, taking 3 fingers full. The aktara, and putting things on the mizbeach. The malika means putting your finger into the oref, the back part of the neck of the bird. The kabbalah, and accepting the blood in the utensil and bringing it to the Mizbeach, Hazaya, sprinkling of blood or sprinkling of the Mechatas, Hashkais, Sota, giving the water to the Sota to drink, Larifas Egla. Rifas Egla is talking about where someone died between two cities. We don't know which city was responsible, so therefore you do Arifas Egla for Kapara. You bring a calf to a nachal, to a valley, and you cut off the back of its head, chop off its head. Ula taras hamatzora. Taras hamatzora involves bringing birds and shechting one, letting one go free, and shechting one, sprinkling the blood on the matzora, on the person with saras. All of these things, they're supposed to be done during the day. You could do it any part of the day, even right before shkaz achama. The entire night is kosher for cutting down the omer. When you cut down the omer, the korban omer was brought during the day on Tet Zayin Nisan. At the night of Tet Zayin Nisan, they would cut down the omer, lakter chalav me'arvorim, and when you burn the fats and specific limbs of the animal on the mizbeach at night for what you were supposed to put on the mizbeach, let it burn at night. It could be done the whole night. This is the concept. Darash mitzvah b'yom kasher kol. The only thing which the mitzvah is done during the day, kosher the whole day. Darash mitzvah b'layla kasher kol. Alayla, if the mitzvah is done at night, it's kosher the whole night. Minola. How do you know we're going to go through all these things that are supposed to be done during the day? Damar krava yom ma'iliv niskar minasim. It's really a repeat of the Gemara on Daf Chafam and Aleph. Says the Yomim called the Megillah is supposed to be around during the day. During the day, how do you know Hallel during the day? One of the psukim we read in Hallel is from the rising of the sun until its setting. It's during the day. Yosi Omer, a different pasuk. Yom Asa Hashem. Again, a pasuk in the Megillah. This is the day. So Hallel during the day. Tilas Lulav during the day. The day, the first day. It says Yom. Shofar. Yom Trua Yalachem, day of Trua, Yom Musaf, and Dvar Yom Biyomo with Karban Musaf. It says Yom Biyomo, it says the word Yom, Tfilas and Musaf, and Musaf and Shira Rabbanan. Tfilas Musaf is based, it's patterned after the Karban Musaf, so it's the same thing, it's during the day. Well, the Videi Parim, and doing the Vidoy for the Kohen Gadol or the Sanhedrin, the Aleph Kapara Param Yom Kippurim, we learn from Yom Kippurim. Signing Yom Kippurim, there's a brayso by Yom Kippurim. It says V'chibur ba'adav base of the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur is mechaper for himself and his family. Because dvarim hakosam medaber. It's talking about the vidoy. What he's saying, v'chapara b'yamamo, and kapara. The word kapara, whenever it says kapara in the Torah, that's during the day. D'chsiv v'yom hazeh yechaper aleichem. Again by Yom Kippur, it says today Yom is kapara. So therefore Yom Kippur is during the day, and also vidoy parim through the Gzera Shava, Kapara, also during the day. Levidoy Maiser, the Chsiv, Marta Lefnei Hashem Lokecha, Biarta Kosh Min Abayis, Samichle, Hayom Azeh Hashem Lokecha Mitzavecha. It says after that, when it talks about Vidoy Maiser, it's right after, it says Hayom. Smicha L'Shchita, the Chsiv, Samach Hashachat. It says, juxtaposes Smicha and then Shchita, Chsiv B'Shchita, but when it comes to Shchita, Bayom Zivchachem, in different places, it says the day of slaughtering. Shchita is done during the day. El Tnufa, waving an animal, a korban dechsiv, yom hanifchem, they are waving. Esa omer, ul hagasha, bringing a korban close, korban of flour close to the mizbeach. The iskish latnufa, it's connected, juxtaposed, like they were juxtaposed to waving. Dechsiv, the lakach hakohen miyada isha es minchas haknos. It's talking about a sota. The kohen takes from the woman the korban mincha. V'henif v'hikriv. If he waves it, v'hikriv, he brings it close to the mizbeach. Both of them connect to each other. Lamalika, all these things are part of karbanos. The general thing, it says the day, like all karbanos, the day that I can make klal yisrael, you see all these activities of the avoda of the karbanos is always during the day. Lashkaya, so adding a sot is during the day. Ask a Torah. We learn Gzera Shava, Torah. Yeah, Salah Kohen has called Torah as well. So the Kohen should do the entire Torah, the entire portion. Different places says a Torah that I command you, and the Mishpat. Mishpat is based in Dinei Mominus. Ma Mishpat Bayom, the top of Chaval Aleph, Af Kan Bayom, just like Mishpat. Judgment is during the day. Dinei Mominus during the day. Rashi says, Dechsiv Ayah Bayom Hanchilo Esbanov. When it comes to apportioning inheritance, it says that's during the day. That's part of Mishpat. Dinei Mominus is giving out who gets the right to the estate of their father. So it says Mishpat is during the day. So therefore, it's a connection in the pasuk between Mishpat and Torah. Mishpat is during the day. Torah is also during the day. So therefore, we connect Torah to the Sota done during the day. See you tomorrow. That was a quick share, 15 minutes. Bye.